Hello friends! We all have goals in life. If you're a student, you're probably drowning in assignments. If exams are near, you promise yourself that this time you'll really prepare well and top the class. If you're job hunting, you tell yourself, I need to prep seriously. But, do you actually do it? We're still waiting. Deciding what we want is easy. Doing what it takes? Not so much. There's this little voice inside our heads whispering, relax, you've got time. Scroll Instagram for 5 minutes, watch that funny video, you'll start after that. But after that rarely comes. We push today's work to tomorrow, and tomorrow just keep disappearing. There's a word for this in English, procrastination. Why do we do it? Today, let's explore the science behind procrastination. We'll dive into the psychology behind it, and more importantly, how to overcome it. Montage of relatable clips. People scrolling, yawning, looking anxious. Narrator, voiceover. I've always been lazy. My parents tried to fix it, but they're lazy too. I just want to rest. Tomorrow I'll do what I was supposed to do 2 days ago. Why are we like this? The ancient problem. Let's get one thing straight. Procrastination isn't new. Dr. Piers Steele, a top expert on motivation and procrastination, has been studying this for over a decade. He says even ancient civilizations struggled with it. In 1400 BC, Egyptian hieroglyphs warned, "Friend, stop delaying. Let's go home on time." In 800 BC, a Greek poet echoed the same frustration. And here in India, Kabir said it best, "Tomorrow's work due today, today's work due now. If the moment is lost, how will the work be done?" The message? Don't wait, not even till evening. Because who knows what might happen before then? Still, we've only gotten worse. In the last 40 years, chronic procrastination has shot up by 300–400%. Today, nearly half the global population struggles with it. Why we procrastinate? Think about it. We procrastinate when it matters most. Exam prep, job interviews, workouts, emotional conversations. But we never procrastinate scrolling on Instagram, right? The harder or more meaningful the task, the more likely we delay it. Why? Because it takes mental, physical, or emotional effort. So we trade it for easy dopamine, reels, memes, binge watching. Deadlines help, but only just. We wait till the very last moment, burning hours on distractions before panic kicks in. Sound familiar? 5 minutes of scrolling turns into an hour. Then you get hungry. Then you say, let me freshen up first. Then comedy videos. Then, oops, it's night. You finally start at 2 a.m., racing against time, surviving on caffeine and regret. The never-ending loop studies from 1977 to the 2000s show 80% to 90% of college students procrastinate. But in college, you still have deadlines. In real life, often there are none. That's when procrastination becomes infinite. Delays don't just cost marks, they cost dreams. You always wanted to become a filmmaker but never started. Now you say, life got in the way. But deep down, you never really tried. What if you kept saying you'd take your grandparents on a flight someday, and one day, it's too late? That someday never comes. Procrastination can lead to more than missed opportunities. It leads to regret, stress, anxiety, and depression. When what you want and what you're doing are miles apart, it creates inner conflict, called cognitive dissonance. A German study with over 1,000 people found that procrastinators faced higher levels of stress, fatigue, anxiety, and guilt.
So, what's the solution to procrastination? The truth is, there's no single reason for procrastination. It could be a mismatch between the task and your needs, low self-expectation, or even deep-seated fear of failure. The key is self-awareness. Grab a pen and paper and ask yourself, why am I procrastinating? Writing it down helps you identify the root cause, and that's already half the solution. Examples and solutions. If you feel your work is insignificant and lack motivation, remember the concept of loss aversion. Not doing your work might cost you your job. Think about the consequences of unemployment. That fear can fuel action. If you're studying hard but still feel you won't make the top ranks, consider switching to something you genuinely enjoy and can excel at. If you're preparing for a major exam and the reward seems far away, break the task into small milestones and reward yourself after each one for that sense of progress. If you're afraid of making an important decision, Remind yourself, trying and failing is better than not trying at all. Often, it's ego that stops us. We're afraid of what others will say if we fail. You left your job to become a filmmaker? See, I told you it wouldn't work. But remember, ego is one of the most useless things in life. Living according to others' expectations only leads to regret. The temporal theory of regret. In 1995, psychologists Gilovich and Medvec introduced the temporal theory of regret. According to this theory, taking action may cause regret in the short term, but inaction causes much deeper regret in the long run. If you quit your job to follow your dream and fail, you'll still regret it less than if you never tried at all. The final barrier: distractions. The last barrier between you and action is distraction, especially from social media and smartphones. But here's the good news. If you've addressed the root causes of procrastination, distractions will hold far less power over you.